For me, there are three basic warnings that you should be alert and be aware of. Most average people cannot accept the real reason that truth hurts.
Exactly. What is your role as a YouTube creator?
My role specifically, beside education, is I am a reminder of the value of health, especially for you and also for myself. When I watch myself, it also reminds me of who I am and things that I should not do. This channel is a shared journal that captured one aspect of my perpetual challenge in life. This channel is also what I look forward to every day. Anyway, what is life without new strategic endeavors? My mission and legacy is to spread what helped me reach to where I am right now. Of course, mainly in health and wellness, which personally I value it by heart and soul. It is not really easy to be consistent and self-motivated without a reminder. As a virtual coach, reminding should have substance that instill in the mind to keep us moving forward. You don't want yourself just agreeing to what I say and just be positively watching and hearing my voice and just enjoy the ride and entertainment.
That wouldn't be promising and productive, don't you think?
Reminder should always have a purpose that drives you continuously in order to create a momentum that leads to consistency. A clear goal or objective why in the first place you are here, listening to what I am saying and not just hearing. Ever got lost in a spur of your moment? Suddenly you realize you're actually off your track, derailed and going somewhere else to the unknown? Believe me, you are not alone. It naturally happens to most people who have goals. What is important is the ability to get back on your feet again and again. Honestly, I cannot motivate anyone, even myself, unless I know the reason and expected created product at the end. That would really move me from point A to point B. Closely listening to a channel like this is definitely a right choice if you plan to move your next new level. But choosing whom you listen to or whom you are following consistently is another thing. Hustling from one channel to another without being selective is like killing time and surfing your way out of opportunity that has potential to change your life. I am quite positive that there is less people liking my channel. You know why? Most average people cannot accept the real reason that truth hurts. I care for you, and if you are listening more than just hearing, let me know your existence and leave a comment on the section below. I want to hear your thoughts about my channel, and maybe you have a very good suggestion that you want me to execute for you. Meanwhile, moving forward will significantly stretch your life.
Why do you get tighter and inflexible?
Although part of aging could affect and reduce the amount of fluids in your body, which is only one of the physiologic reasons to lose your natural physical flexibility, for most average people, age is always to be blamed, which in my opinion, pretty much overrated and overused.
I'm getting older. That is why I'm getting tighter.
Even though the cause of inflexibility is obviously under your nose, most average people are still blaming their age again and again. Instead of making excuses, why not doing something productive about it? But listen closely. Based on research and study, majority of tightness and limited joint mobility is caused and reinforced by inactivity or decreased use of functional movement. The best example of functional movement that most average people dreaded is running. Ideal functional movement are built-in programmed natural patterns of movement that keeps the health of your joints. Losing any functional biomechanics means deleting essential nervous system programs, which affects the entire physical system. This includes the circulatory system that delivers water, oxygen, and nutrients to your body. This will affect the joint integrity and soft tissue elasticity, like the muscle, for example. Spending your day for hours on the screen means intentionally limiting your joint potential to move fully and letting gravity to promote blood pooling or excess fluid accumulation to the lower body. To further elaborate how your nervous system affects your flexibility, look closely and imagine that this screen you are watching right now is a window to how efficient and clear your nervous system or your brain perceives your functional movement pattern. You have clear programs or memory of how your body is meant to move and function. But as time passes, you spend more on sitting behind your desk or just more hours spent behind a screen. You still might have the same functional memory, but not as clear as before. As you spend more days with less movement, over time, the position that you spend most of your life takes over your nervous system. Your brain screen on function will be blurry, sketchy, and inadequate. You'll start losing your own ideal range of motion. Your neurological readiness to sudden motion deteriorates, which means you tend to hurt yourself easily. Your nervous system movie screen are now full of glitches, confused, and short-circuit as I usually describe. I hope it's already clear to how you lose your flexibility and how much it is aggravated with our digital lifestyle. And another thing that most people doesn't know. Listen closely to this again. You lose your flexibility first before strength. I will repeat that. As your body deteriorates further, you lose your flexibility first before strength. Your actual degree or amount of joint motion decreases as well. Then why are most people are going to the gym and choose to do overloading workout like strength and high intensity interval training, or what they call HIIT? Isn't it logical to focus more on gaining back flexibility before addressing your weakness? In the first place, ideal strength also can only be more efficient if your range of motion is ideal. Intriguing, don't you think? To summarize, majority of inflexibility is caused by being more sedentary due to our digital lifestyle. It is further reinforced by the fact that you and I are not getting younger. Recovery and healing are not as efficient. Poor postural alignment is also affected by long hours of slouching and further reinforced by gravity.
When is the right timing to fix your aches and pain?
This is a very interesting question, beside the fact that the only answer to this is very much subjective. But for those who value their health more than anything else, like me, it is a pleasure to share to you my own basis, which I also believe the reason why I am still able to sustain most of the natural functional movement that align with everybody's lifestyle, physical demand. For me, there are 3 basic warnings that you should be alert and be aware of. This is to avoid making your condition worse and lead to a more and serious complication, which also makes everything more difficult to resolve. Number 1, ask yourself, does the degree of your pain or aches has reached a level causing irregular sleep disruption during the night? I sleep soundly and uninterrupted, even with some aches and very mild muscular discomfort. You know more about your body to how much hours you need to sleep. In my case, sleep is very important to me. A very good night's sleep actually gets me going better, both mentally and physically. If your pain ruins it, kept you awake in the middle of the night, or your pain wakes you up constantly, then there is no doubt. You need to fix your pain definitely and immediately. Seek for a pain specialist. Number 2, ask yourself, does the amount of pain alters the way you normally moves? What is normal for you? And what is an ideal functional movement? Getting out of your bed should be comfortable in any way. There is no such general rules that you have to be careful moving out of your bed since you thought you are getting old. Perhaps you have an ongoing injury. Well, that is an exception. But there is no such research or study that links aging in a specific way that you have to move out from your bed. This is actually an example of ideal functional movement pattern that should not change at all. The same with walking. Observe, if you find yourself started to limp or put more weight on one side than the other because of the pain, most of the time, just having a strong dominant side could promote a poor sense of unconscious weight-bearing behavior. Walking is a behavioral performance pattern, and once you begin losing your balance pattern, it leads to another problem. Ignoring and tolerating a bad, uneven body mechanics due to progressive pain and aches is not a good idea. Finally, dash your pain and aches getting worse. Any subjective pain beyond your tolerance is not acceptable. Most common usual pain complaints are those persisting and recurring from spending hours of not moving behind your computer, commonly called chronic pain. A progressive aches and pain for more than a week or two needs immediate professional attention. Pain and aches, like any neurologic sensation, if neglected, over time will promote adaptive tolerance that affects sensitivity to significant signs and symptoms, resulting to aggravation of underlying problem. If you answer yes to all of these 3 red flags, it means that you are already in the high-risk stage of chain reaction that may cost you to lose the best quality of your life. Remember, pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Let me give you a real common scenario. Your back hurts, but you ignored it. As day passed, rising up from your bed was becoming difficult due to pain. Your body will find its way to make it easier by changing the way you come out from your bed, like rolling on your side and pushing yourself to sit up before you stand. You start to change the way you move. Worst case scenario, walking may also be affected. And again, your body adapt to help you move to where you want to go. Usually, your posture will gradually deteriorate. With back pain, right and left is uneven. Therefore, you move with lopsidedness. Your body is making you avoid the pain, but your posture needs to suffer from that. Obviously, a progressive pain and aches could wake you up in the middle of the night, making your everyday emotionally and mentally unstable, which may affect your productivity. Physically, you are susceptible to falling or tripping due to your awkward posture. Now, you created 2 common risks of complication. It's either you trip and fall and have a passable fracture, or body tolerate more and other parts of your body started to hurt as well. All because you ignored and procrastinated to fix an early significant warning sign and symptoms. Repeat these very important strategies by watching it again. This will definitely reduce your chances of complication while saving time and money. So now you know.